Hi everyone, welcome back to Newton School. I am Waseem, the Learning Outcome Manager at Newton School with 7 years of experience, and today I'm going to teach you a more advanced skill that will make you stand out. In this video, you will learn how agentic AI can transform your Excel and Google Sheets. You'll learn how to do sentiment analysis, named entity recognition, and more. It will give you a deep insight on your data. Make sure to stay until the end and subscribe to Newton School right now, because learning this skill will put you one step ahead of your peers. So guys, until now what we were doing, we were using a lot of formulas, we were using a lot of statistical analysis, this and that, to analyze whatever data you have in your Excel sheets or maybe Google Sheets, right? So right now I have this sample data, which is nothing but, a lot of reviews. I have just kept a few reviews here, and I will show you how AI can do pretty much everything for you, from sentiment analysis, from recognizing a class, from named entity recognition, topic modeling, summary, word frequency, and everything that you will probably do in an NLP use cases. So this works for a lot of things that you might want to create, but then again there is a catch. We are going to be using agentic AI for this. So I'm going to switch over to my agentic AI workflow now, which is my N8N that I'm going to use for this particular task. So this is how your agentic AI dashboard would look like. Because I am using N8N, this is how it looks like. You can directly start from scratch. It's very easy. And if we get good enough likes, let's say if we reach 1,000 odd likes and 100 more comments on this video, we will also launch a full-blown from scratch N8N tutorial for everyone for free, with the custom templates that you can use for different use cases in your own workplace, for AI productivity, for personal usage, anything that you would want. All right, so let's begin. So what we have a simple step. First of all, what we need is a manual trigger, because to trigger my workflow, I need something, right? So I'm going to use a manual trigger right now because this is very easy. I can trigger it manually. Otherwise, I can use, let's say, a Google Sheet trigger. I can use a chat trigger. Whenever I get a message in a chat, it will trigger. Whenever there's a specific row added in a sheet, it will trigger. So after this, what I want all these rows from my Google Sheets. Yes. So I will use the Google Sheets node over here. I have already created the credentials. So if you want me to show you how to do that, please tell me in the comments. We'll do a quick video on how to create credentials for your N8N, how to set up N8N first of all. Yes, so I'm gonna get rows from this. I just need to choose which sheet I want it to be. So I will use let's say Excel AI. There's my sheet. Which one I want? I want the reviews. So I'm going to use text analytics for this. Now let's go back, execute the workflow. What you will see is we are getting all those rows that we had. So it has 122 items. Most of them are empty. Okay. So I have gotten all the reviews. First of all, what I want to do is sentiment analysis. Like, what sentiment does it belong to? The text that we have. So when you go back to, let's say, the problem statement, we have a review. As a company owner, as a product owner, how do you want your reviews to be classified? So when we talk about sentiments, it could be a positive sentiment, it could be a negative sentiment, like a positive review, negative review, or it could be a neutral review. Let's keep it simple for now, and we'll do that. Now to do that, I'm going to use an AI agent. So for my agent, it's going to, all right. So we are going to take this review, all right, and we want to give very clear instructions to my agent. All right, so your task is as follows. All right, take this review and classify the sentiment of the review in the following. It could be a positive, a negative, or a neutral review. And I will also get the output in a specific format, JSON format, so that I'll show you why we need to do that. Give the output in the following JSON format. All right, so that would be, let's say, my sentiment. So this is the instruction that I need to give to my model. But before that, I need to take this part. I need to add a chat model, for which I already have created a open router key, which I can show you guys. If we get good enough comments and engagement on this video, we'll do that. And I need to set up an output parser as well. So there I will define the JSON format. Now, this might feel a little overwhelming for anyone who has not worked on N8N or who has not worked with JSON data or something like that. But I'll show you why this is important, because everybody is doing it. And it does not take a lot to learn how agentic AI works through N8N. It could be any other tool as well, drag and drop, agent kits, whatever. But then if you learn this, everything becomes easy for you. You don't have to put your head towards how to write this, how to write that. You can just automate and tell your agent to do everything for you. So let's just remove this. Now instead of this, I will write sentiment. And this is going to be a string output. Now we are set up fine. All right. So let's run this and let's also do a loop so that I can show you one by one what is the output instead of getting all of it, because it will take time. So I'm just adding a loop over here. It will loop over each single item every time. All right. So now this is how my workflow looks like. I should save it. Now let's run this. So the output looks something like this. It is a positive review. All right, let's go back to what we were getting in the first row. The product was amazing. I couldn't be happier with my purchase. Clearly, it's a positive review, right? And our agent is also able to do that. Now, what if I want to populate this entire column with all the sentiments? How do I do this? All right. Now, I will also add another Google Sheet node that will append this value. All right. Now, append or update a row. I'm choosing a very simple operation. I'm going to use Excel AI again. And sheet is going to be this one. Yes. Now I want to map each column manually because I don't want agent to assume anything. So I will map it on sentiment. All right. Sentiment, I will get it from the review. Oh, wait, not sentiment. We want to get it for review. Review we'll get from over there. And then we only want to post sentiment. So let's just do sentiment for now. Or let's do it again because we'll be doing it for all the columns one by one. So let's not delete anything for now. Yeah. Okay. Let's just append a row. Choose Excel AI. Now we are matching the review from over here and the sentiment that we have gotten as an output as a JSON object that we'll put over there. All right. So now when I will, let's say, connect this back to the loop so that all the values that are there in my reviews are being classified into the sentiments, this will run. So now I've started the execution of this workflow. I can save it. I can make it live. So right now I have a manual trigger. So there's no point making it, deploying it. But let's say if this was a trigger with Google Sheet trigger. So I could have just whenever there is a new entry in a row, it would run and then classify the sentiment. So you don't have to worry about who's going to classify what. Every time a new entry is being done, you can classify it. Or you can just do a chat trigger, analyze everything, and then it will run for all the reviews that has been added. It could be a monthly, it could be an hourly thing, it could be, let's say, a weekly thing. So that is how it's done. Let me also just show you what's happening in our sheet as well. So if we see, automatically, all the sentiments are being populated in our column automatically. So we're not doing anything. It's the agent that's doing the job, classifying your sentiments. Okay, let me also freeze this row so that we know what's happening. So product was amazing. Couldn't be happier with my purchase. Positive again. Let's check one more random. So item was delivered late and the box was damaged. Quite evidently a negative review. And then for neutral, okay, good, but the product could have been a little better in quality. Yes, again, neutral review. I can also add more variations in this to understand what's happening. So right now I kept it very simple. It was only positive, a negative or a neutral review, but you could have done more. You could do more with only the instructions that you want to give to your model. All right, model being your agent. And whatever you create in N8N is called it's called a workflow. So our workflow has been running nicely. So until it runs, I will quickly explain what we're going to do next. So now we have done our sentiment analysis. What if we want to do text classification? We just want to classify these reviews into certain classes. What could be these classes? Yes. So we want to classify these text into, let's say, it could be a feedback, it could be a complaint, it could be just a simple review, or it could be, I don't know, maybe like a follow up on something. Yes. Reviews could be different types. Somebody would be asking, I want a refund in a review. So you want to classify those into text that can be looked upon separately. What if you classify, let's say, only a product review that does not require any action, but there might be some follow-ups that may require action. So you want to classify those texts. And the objective would be to automatically categorize these customer reviews into something that can have an action label. And we will use that with our agent. Now we will just do two classes, all right, to classify whether it's going to be a complaint or is it a normal review, all right, or just feedback. So the only two classes will do. And for that, we'll make changes to our agent. So this is the workflow that we are going to use for everything. There's nothing that we are going to add extra, additional, nothing we are doing that. We're just going to add our JSON objects for each classification that we are going to do. And then we are just going to append it to our Google Sheet. That's it. That's what we are going to do in the entire session. And that's how easy it is to do it. Only difficult part that you will face is creating these credentials, setting up N8N. That is also very easy if you just follow the documentation. Then again, so if we get, let's say, 100 likes and 100 comments on this video, we are going to create a N8N tutorial from scratch that will help you set it up and create these use cases and create credentials. Use not just Google Sheets, you can use Google Drive, you can use different models for image generation, video generation, everything all in one for free with custom templates. How about that? So we are almost nearing the end for this particular use case. So now the workflow is over and we'll just quickly go back to our workflow to see what have we done. So if we see, the loop has run for almost 122 times. All right. All the items has been run and done. Now, before we get into, let's say, the next use case, which was our text classification, let's add a if statement over here. So we don't want to do the sentiments again. It will take a lot of time, right? How do you do that? So we will just check if sentiment is empty, then only it will go to the workflow. Otherwise, it will just do nothing. So no operation. So now let me write the logic for my text classification. I'll just quickly give the instruction to my. All right. So we want the class. All right. Now based on the review, classify the text into the following. It's similar. Yes. All right. And instead of this, I think we can replace this because we have already gotten our reviews, and instead of class, let's keep it at sentiment only. We'll just assume that it's a class. So one is a feedback and second would be, let's say, a complaint. And let's also change where we want to append the value. So instead of sentiment, we want to append it to class. All right. So let's save it and run and let's see what's going to happen. Because we are running the loop, we can directly go to our Google Sheet to understand what's happening there. So in the second column, what is happening? So it has started to run. We got all the reviews, positive, negative, everything. Now let's see what class we'll be getting. All right. It would be a complaint or a feedback. Let's see. All right. Let's go back to our workflow. How's it doing? Okay. Hmm. We might have to change something on our workflow. Let me do that. Yeah. All right. You must be starting to see the feedback as a class. So you can have different classes in this, but not necessarily it will be the same for everything. You can have 2 classes, 10 classes, 15 classes based upon your use case. I just wanted to do it as a feedback or a complaint. So chances are everything would be just a feedback, not a complaint. Now to define it better, um, we could also do, let's say, an appreciation as a class, or but that's also a sentiment. So we don't want to do that. So everything might just be a feedback in this entire scenario. Now let's talk about how named entity recognition would work. Yes. Why do we want a named entity recognition? So we want to identify and classify the text or named entities at the same time. Let's say if I want product names or locations or specific values or specific things, dates, everything, all those things in the text itself, I want to extract those. For that, I can use named entity recognition. All right. So it would be to extract important entities like product names or dates from my text, as simple as that. And simple example will be, let's say I am just extracting product names. So let's say customer service is terrible. That's a feedback. So we have seen no complaints so far. We have one, not a bad product, but I was expecting more based on the reviews. So that's pretty much a complaint that it has classified as. Product is good. So we don't have a lot of named entities that we can get out from this. Fantastic quality and easy to use. Highly recommend. Worth every penny. No dates are also there. Mhm. Product names are not mentioned. So just to have the sake of it, let's rename this as the phone or some other things. Yes. Let's say the bicycle. So this will run for a while. And after this, let me just write the logic for everything: name, entity recognition, topic modeling, summary, word frequency, everything. And then we'll run it at once. All right. So let me go back to my workflow and then I'll just pause it, the workflow, so that we'll write the entire logic for once and then we can go ahead from that. So let's stop it. Let me make it, or let me just simplify it for you. So we will remove this if clause because we'll be doing sentiment as well again. Sentiment, then there'll be a class, then we want a named entity recognition, then we want the topic modeling, then we also want that summary. Sixth one would be, let's say, word frequency, and then let's also do a spam detection. Spam flag, we'll write it as. Then let's say aspect based sentiment analysis. uh, let's aspect based sentiment, and the last one would be, let's say, text similarity. Let's also add emotions to it, not just sentiment. I mean, they're basically the same thing, but again, uh, we can prioritize different based on our use case. So we have already done this one, so we'll name it as two. First would be give the sentiment in the following manner. And that was positive, negative, or neutral. And let me just write my review here. This is the review that you have to analyze. Now we have done the second one. Let's do the third one. So we need to extract product names and any other entities that are mentioned. Yes. So let's just give a clear instruction to the agent. Extract entities from the review. Yes. And fourth one would be, let's say, topic modeling. So what exactly is topic modeling? We want to discover the theme of the review. Yes. Or topics in a collection of text. It could be just about something. It could be as simple as defects in products. It could be something as delivery time. So we want to classify them into topics that can have a separate meaning, right, or an underlying pattern or a theme. So we identify which topic it belongs to using topic modeling. Yes. So we want to identify the common issues in product reviews and identify the common issues in product reviews. All right. And yeah, it could be, let's say, and in a in each product review. Yes. Use the following. So we'll keep it simple. We want, let's say, product quality. Then we would want delivery time. There would be customer service. And there could also be, let's say, uncategorized. So we want to give an uncategorized class as well. Because what if there is no category that it can be categorized into? So let's give it uncategorized. So entities from the review, from each review, we want from each review. Yeah. So the fifth one would be my summarization. So give a very brief and concise summary of the review. Sixth one would be, let's say, word frequency analysis. So in this, I want to determine which words are occurring very frequent in a review, right? And based on that, I can understand what is the collective sentiment of my review or collective things to work upon. So give the word frequency and leave the, let's say, articles slash your filler words, etc. For the seventh one, I want to classify it as, is it a spam or is it not a spam? It's just a very simple classic classification problem. So classify as spam or not spam. And then the aspect based sentiment analysis. So we want to determine if a customer sentiment is about the product quality and whether their sentiment about the delivery is negative. So yes, that is a task that we want. So our objective is to analyze the sentiments related to different aspects. So we'll write analyze the review to related to different aspects of the product or service. Yes. So these aspects could be anything: product quality, delivery time, etc. So let's just give it a few examples as well. For example, product review. Wait, not review. Let's call it product quality, delivery time, etc. It will do the thing. Now for the ninth one, we have the text similarity. So we want to measure the similarity between two pieces of text to check if they are conveying the same thing or not. We can't do that for each review, right? But we can do this for all of the reviews. So we will not use it in this one. So we will skip this one. I'll just show you the similarity later on. Now the emotion detections. So I want to detect the emotions in the review. And let's give it to the agent to decide which emotion it belongs to. Now I have everything, only the similarity I have to check it off. Now everything is done, the instructions are clear for my agent. Yes. Now one more thing I have to do, I have to go to the output parser and I have to change or add all these things. So we have the sentiment. Yes. Now we need to add all of these things. So we have sentiment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of these things we'll have to add. Fix. Okay. All right. So after sentiment, we had our class. After class, we had our entity. Let me just quickly check it as well. Let's copy these so that it's easier to reference. I don't want to make any mistakes because these mistakes will, take a lot of your time to debug. So you can keep them handy. Right. Let's sentiment class NER. Yeah, it's not entity, it's NER. And then we have topic model. Summary. And then we have the word frequency. Spam flag. AB sentiment and emotions. Okay. So this is done. All right, my output parser is done. I will remove the loop for now because, okay, wait. I will remove this for now because let's do it for one review first and then see how it works. So before that, let me just clear out the Google Sheet for everything so that we can see in real time what's happening. So we'll remove all the reviews, all the classes, everything, and we'll do it for only this one, all of it. Yes. Now, one more thing. We need to add everything in this particular column. that the Google Sheet that we are using. Yes. So let's execute the workflow first. We'll see what kind of output that we are getting. Are we getting all the... Okay, we're getting sentiment, we are getting class, we are getting name and entity recognition, topic modeling is done. Summary we are getting, word frequency we are getting, spam flag we are getting, absolute sentiment also we are getting, and emotions also we are getting. All right. So now we'll add these JSON values in my Google Sheet. Sentiment is done, class is, we'll have to change, right? So class will change, name and entity recognition will change. We'll just drag and drop topic model, we'll drag and drop summary, the word frequency, spam flag. Now these are all different use cases that I'm showing in just one agent, right? Just to show you the capability of the agent. But then again, if you want it to be a separate, more comprehensive approach, you can do that, obviously. I just wanted to show you how Excel with agentic AI works. Like, it can do everything for you. And in the next part of this video, we are going to do predictive analytics, where we're going to reference models, not just, agents or LLMs. We're going to reference models that are custom trained to perform a specific task. For example, let's say create a time series prediction for the next 3 quarters or the next 4 quarters. So that sort of thing we're going to do in the next part. All right, so this is done. We'll just connect this loop again. And let me go back to my Google Sheet. Yes, and we'll change this. Now everything is clear as a day. All right. So let's just go to our workflow and run it. All right. So we're not checking for any conditions. We're not checking anything. So all of this is going to happen. And my sheet is going to be populated with everything that I want from my analysis. So what did I do? I just spent, let's say, maybe 10 or 15 minutes setting up an AI agent that will do this for me every day, every hour. That's what you have to decide. All right. So this is how it's running. Let's go to our Google Sheet to see what's happening. Now, if you look at this, everything is being okay. So we might have done a little bit of a mix up. Let me quickly fix that. Let's go to our workflow. So the sentiment is not getting published as we wanted. So let's stop this. Let's go over here. Why is the sentiment is not getting? Okay, because sentiment we have not added. Okay. All right. So let's delete this, set it up again. We already know what's happening. So we want Excel AI, we want which sheet, we want the text analytics. We want to map it to our review column. For each review, it will be mapped accordingly. So review, and now just we have to drag and drop everything. Sentiment over here, class over here, name entity recognition over here, topic model, summary, word frequency, then your spam flag, absolute sentiment, and your emotions. This is done. We'll connect back to the loop. All right. Yeah, this is fine now. Let me just go back to the Google Sheet. We'll remove everything again and see if it is working perfectly or not. Only thing that you'll have to do is a little bit of debugging. And once you do a little bit of A/B testing, everything is working fine. Yeah, that's when you can absolutely rely on your model or the agent that you have created, or the workflow you may call it. So now I'm going to just execute the workflow. It's running. Let's go back to the Google Sheet, and you may see everything is working perfectly fine. So for this review, which was the phone was amazing, I couldn't be happier with my purchase. Sentiment is positive. The class feedback, name entity recognition, we have identified the product, which is phone. All right. And then topic modeling is basically the product quality. And for summary, what we have over here, summary is phone exceeded the expectations and made the user very happy. That's the summary from the review. And then word frequency, we have phone, we have amazing, couldn't, happier, purchase. So you can decide what word frequencies are you looking for. So it could be, let's say, if in the refund you're looking for only complaints, all right, so you can associate only the word frequency of those words that are probably in a complaint. That also you can get from ChatGPT or something. Some LLM model will give you a list of words that you can use for your word frequency. That's how amazing it could be. And then again, we do not have a lot of spams, so everything will be categorized as spam itself. Now, aspect based sentiment analysis will tell you it is a positive review about the product quality. Yes. Earlier, when I was checking just the sentiment, it was positive. But the aspect based sentiment analysis tell me what it is about. What is the positiveness about the product quality? And then emotion detection, we are also getting joy, satisfaction. Because I did not explicitly mention just one class or one category, it's giving me anything that it decides on. And it's majorly 99% accurate. Once you do a little bit of, put some rubrics for your evaluation, you can definitely test it out and then deploy it on a, let's say, production server where you have, let's say, thousands and thousands of reviews. So you can get all this information based on this. You can do different things. You can, analyze customer needs. Based on that, you can plan out campaigns. Based on that, you can have a retrospective meeting deciding how to change your product offerings and whatnot. So that's how you can easily do this using agentic AI. Very simple workflow that we have created. Yes. And it will populate everything. Not less than 5 minutes, all these reviews will be done. So that's how easy it becomes using AI with Excel. And when I say AI, I am referring to agentic AI. All right. So if you want to learn agentic AI from us, comment, like, and add the information that you want us to cover. So this is a very basic automation thing that we have done, but we can automate like any use case. So if you want a specific thing for us to cover, mention that in the comments and we will do a specific video for that. All right. So with this, I think we can wrap this video and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. These AI powered tricks can truly set you apart from everyone else. If you want to keep discovering skills that no one else is teaching, make sure to like this video, drop a comment and subscribe to Newton School, because the upcoming lessons will take you even further and show you how to work smarter, faster and more creatively.